welcome. This is Chrisanne and Sarah. We're coming at you from Akashic Astrology. We're going to be doing the monthly forecast for the month of September of 2025. And Sarah is going to start us off with the astrological forecast for the month. Go ahead, Sarah.
All right, so I'm Sarah from SoulHeart Intuitive Coaching. I am your soul path guide and your deconditioning coach, and let's get started with the month of September. So, this is a really powerful month. There's a lot going on. It's probably one of the most powerful months of the entire year. We've got eclipses, we've got retrogrades, and some really intense transits that are shaping our path forward. But it also carries a sacred invitation. There's an opportunity for you to align with your higher path. So, the first aspect of the month, which obviously we're already partway into the month, Saturn re-entered Pisces on September 1st at 4:07 a.m. These are all going to be Eastern times. This is about your spiritual structure. You started a dream in 2023, and that's calling you back. Did you complete it? Has it deepened? Saturn is asking you to build the bones of your mystical self. Your spiritual practices aren't just extras anymore. They are the foundation. Anything that you build now needs to have your soul woven into it. Don't just chase outcomes. Anchor your devotion. Saturn wants you to recommit to your sacred self. Then, on September 2nd, Mercury moved into Virgo. Our minds began to sharpen. This was on September 2nd at 9:23 a.m. Our minds started to sharpen. Words wanted order. There may be an urge to sort, to solve, to analyze. But remember, try to be clear, not critical. It's about using your mind as a tool for truth, not for tearing yourself down. So make sure you speak to yourself with kindness. Your inner critic may be loud, but the records remind you that words carry frequency. So every word that you say to yourself can plant seeds into your field. On September 3rd at 3:40 a.m., Mercury in Virgo squared Uranus in Gemini. Sparks started to fly. Ideas scattered like lightning. Plans started to crack open. It's exciting, but it can be destabilizing. So don't grab everything all at once. Anchor yourself first and breathe. And then choose which spark you're going to follow. It's like a lightning storm that illuminates hidden truths. But Spirit says, don't run out in the storm without protection. Take notes, but don't act impulsively. And let the new pathways reveal themselves in divine timing. On September 4th at 10:59 p.m., Mars in Libra squared Jupiter in Cancer. Energy started to surge. You may feel pulled in multiple different directions, and you want to say yes to everything. But not every yes is a yes from your soul. So make sure you pause. You weigh in. Expansion only counts if it actually nourishes you. Discernment is an act of devotion. So saying no can be just as holy as saying yes. So protect your energy as you expand yourself. On September 6th at 12:51 a.m., Uranus stationed retrograde into Gemini. This is a mental pivot point. Since July, certain ideas of ours have started to awaken. Now we're going to revisit, we're going to refine, and we're going to reroute them. Remember that retrogrades aren't setbacks, they're second chances. We return not to repeat, but to deepen our experience. So you're not going backwards, you're going inward instead. On September 7th at 2:09 a.m., we had a lunar eclipse in Pisces. This is a part of the big energy for the month of September. The veil thins. Our dreams, our intuition, and our grief, all of them can start to rise to the surface. The eclipse wants your heart to become clear. So release anything that dulls your magic. This is a sacred cleansing. Old grief may surface not as an act of punishment, but as an act of purity. You're being prepared for that higher octave of your own light. So don't resist the release. Go with it. Move with it. September 12th to the 13th, there are multiple aspects, mostly involving the sun and Mercury kind of interacting with each other. So the energy is going to lighten up a little bit. The sun and Mercury and Virgo are both going to harmonize with Jupiter and Cancer. This is details meeting your dreams. Faith and discernment start to work together. And on the 13th, the sun and Mercury join and soul clarity can start to arrive for you. Your mind and your heart can begin to align. So ask yourself what actually matters now and how do I build what I want into form? So don't confuse clarity with perfection. Clarity is a sense of direction, not a sense of judgment. And this is where you can choose your true path forward. The 15th and the 16th, we have Venus and Mars starting to dance with each other. On the 15th, they have a sextile that brings harmony into relationships. It's a sense of giving and receiving. On the 16th, Venus touches Chiron. This makes your wounds sacred. The scars are your teachers. And later that day, Mars is then going to oppose Chiron. So action is going to meet vulnerability. Don't overgive. It's one of the most important things you can remember for this. Let your healing guide your choices. Love that depletes you is not love. This is where you start to learn balance. And this is where receiving is as spiritual as giving. On the 17th of September, Mercury opposes Saturn. That is at 1:47 p.m. And Saturn is asking, what's my role here? So make sure you slow down. You give a thoughtful sense of reflection because that's going to bring answers. And the next day, Mercury is going to enter the sign of Libra. Words are going to want harmony. That's at 6:06 a.m. But as it opposes Neptune, the fog is going to start to roll in. So don't sign any contracts and listen to your intuition instead. It's not a day to demand clarity. It's a day to trust that the unseen currents that are beneath the surface. By the 19th of September, breakthroughs are going to start to arrive. Mercury is going to trine Uranus and Pluto. So there's going to be sudden insights. Truth is going to be surfacing. So make sure you keep a notepad or a journal close by so that you can write any ideas down, as these downloads can be important. And this is when divine guidance might land for you. So write down any of those messages and anchor them so you don't lose them in all of the energy that's going on around us. Also on the 19th, Venus is going to enter Virgo. So love is going to become more earthy, more practical, more service-based. Our acts of devotion are going to matter more than words. But watch out for any criticism that's disguised as care. This is sacred service. It's love through presence. So ask yourself, how can I show up in devotion without control? September 21st, we move into the next eclipse, the solar eclipse in Virgo. It's a reset of resets. It's about health, systems, our daily rituals. It's sustainable structures. Perfection isn't required. It's just taking a step in the right direction. This is a cosmic reset. You're being offered a clean slate. So choose whatever supports your spirit, not just your schedule. On the 22nd, Mars enters the sign of Scorpio at 3:54 a.m., so intensity is going to begin to rise. Desire is going to start to deepen, and we can use passion to build, not control. That same day, the sun is going to enter Libra at 2:19 p.m. This is a shift towards harmony, beauty, and collaboration. And by the 24th, Mars is going to square Pluto. This is raw power. Clashes may surface, but it's also a portal to rebirth, and you can direct your energy wisely. Fire and water are going to meet, and if you can feel the chaos, you can surrender to the alchemy, and then it can start to become transformative. Let what no longer serves you dissolve. So September is not light, it's deeply transformative. But there's also time in between each of these periods of time where you can start to integrate. So the big aspects for the month of September end on the 24th. So you have several days to integrate those energies before we move into the month of October. So I will let Chris Ann discuss the Akashic aspect for the month of September.
Thank you, Sarah, for your wonderful insight. I appreciate it. So I am Chrisanne. I do readings in the Akashic Records, which means it's your soul's history and your soul's past lives that I look at. And I see how does that correlate to what's going on now within your current life. I'm also a medium, so I speak to those on the other side. I do animal communication, both living and deceased. And I do your regular psychic stuff, past, present, and future. I love to use cards in most of my readings, and that's what we're going to be doing right now. So oops, here we go. We are going to be looking at some card aspects for the month of September of 2025. I am using the Mystic Art Medicine cards, and I'm going to pull a couple cards here, and we're going to talk about them. I'm going to be using some other decks as we go along as well. So the first card is the card of truth. We're going to be able to recognize, and we have been able to recognize in the past, what are our truths? We have been able to speak our truths, and our truths have come from our heart. Our truths are very deep ingrained within us. This month is going to be the month of recognizing what are our truths and how can we work with them within this month, knowing that our truths may not always be welcomed and accepted. How can we work with them within this month? The Goddess of Fire comes up as the next card. When this card comes up, it's a wonderful time to burn away what is not serving our highest and best goods. If it is not resonating with our truths, with our heart, then we need to have the Goddess of Fire come along and cauterize and cut and burn from us, our situation, etc., of what is not working for us. When we cut and we cauterize, it doesn't grow back. It doesn't come back. And then the next card for this month is the card of dream time. When this card comes up, this is saying recognize a lot of things from our past. And when I'm saying past, I'm meaning deep, deep, deep past. I'm talking past from Akashic. I'm talking past from our ancestors, from our past lives. When this card comes up, it is saying, not only do you know your truths and you know what you need to get rid of, you know that because you've had that experience before. Recognize your intuition. This is also another heart card coming up to say if it doesn't resonate within your heart, it doesn't resonate. The next deck I'm going with is the predictions deck. Knowing your truths, we have a wonderful support system around us, meaning your guides, your angels, your loved ones, and you. You are part of your support system for this month. When things, well, this is another reason why we need this Goddess of Fire card. Blackout Chaos is all about what do we need to cut? What do we need to cauterize from things? And when this comes up, we know there are situations and there are times that we need to cut and clear from that. The next card is an unexpected expense coming up for this month. And that's okay. We will be okay with that. I'm going to pull another card here as a added little bit of advice. It will be a choice that a choice will be made. And especially around this money card, everything is going to be okay. And eventually you will be in your comfort zone with all of that. That being said, this month, like Sarah said, is going to have its definite ups and downs. There's going to be things we're going to need to clear from. There's going to be things we're going to need to connect to in the past. And when we do that, we know things that we need to cut. We know where we need to go. It might cost us a little bit of money, but everything is going to be okay. And I'm going to end with this deck. So for this month, you need to call in your protection in order to have freedom from where it is that you have been, in order to find your innocence. A lot of times the innocence cards come up when you need to open up your eyes, recognize your truths, know the things that you need to cut and cut away, because your friends, both here and on the other side, your guides, your angels, your loved ones, are coming in abundance to be able to help you to cut, release, and transition into the lovely, beautiful, graceful changes that are coming our way. Change is not always a bad thing. Change can be a very good thing. When you cut and cauterize to be able to move forward, look at this. This transition is a very good thing. To have this wonderful change is a good thing. So by the end of the month, so we're looking at this as a month-long progression. By the end of the month, it's all going to be great. Now, I have some crystals that I've pulled for this month. The first one is amethyst. Amethyst is a great crystal to help with knowing what your intuition is, knowing that inner sense of being. Now, I am not a medical practitioner. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please trust your doctor to give you medical advice. But there are many that believe that amethyst is good for headaches and migraines as well. When you have your intuition coming in full force, sometimes it can lead to migraines. But that being said, the other crystals that I have for this month are shungite. Shungite is my most powerful, my most favorite protection stone. Shungite is not only going to protect you on a physical, spiritual, and emotional level, but it is also going to protect you from EMF, electromagnetic fields. It's also a protector from maybe some negative energy that others might be sending your way. Shungite is one of my favorite protection stones. Yes, I like it even more than black tourmaline. Both of these are going to be a wear or carry on the left-hand side of the body. Left-hand side brings the energy in, right-hand side lets the energy out. So we want to bring in a boost of intuition and we want to bring in protection around that. That is our predictions for September of 2025. Please subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. We have two separate YouTube channels going on here. Please subscribe to both of them. You can find information linked below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care and be free.